This is Ryan Watches a Movie, where we get our friend Ryan to watch a movie and tell us what he thought.
Going balls out in the lumberyard.
Watching the Grunion Pro Magi. If you're listening to this, don't even waste your time.
Hello and welcome to Ryan Watches a Movie. This is episode number 164. My name is Adam Patterson. With me today, Kevin Rakestrell's in the house.
That is correct, yes.
How you doing, Kevin?
Doing okay.
We're also joined by Ryan Holes. What is going on?
My chest hurts.
Oh no. Shut it down. Shut it down.
I pulled a muscle.
Oh shit. What were you doing? Working
He was
out?
raging. He was
I
raging.
think I was coughing. Violently coughing.
Yeah, people don't know this, but your coughing is no joke.
No, it's not.
The sneezing and the coughing is no joke.
It could have been a sneeze also.
Could have been a what?
Could have
Sneeze?
been a sneeze also.
Could have been a sneeze cough?
It just fucking, it hurts bad.
Like a sneeze cough that just rips your chest wide open?
Yes. There's blood everywhere.
Sometimes I think his freaking sneeze coughs tear the fabric of time and space open. They're so violent.
They are. They truly are.
Speaking of violence, what movie do we have you watch this week?
Mad Max 2.
Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior. Obviously picked this in honor of Mad Max Fury Road coming out this week. This is directed by George Miller, stars Mel Gibson. Little Mel Gibson in there.
Okay.
I have a synopsis here. In the post-apocalyptic Australian wasteland, a cynical drifter agrees to help a small gasoline-rich community escape a band of bandits. A band of bandits. Ryan, why don't you tell us a little bit about Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior?
Well, they start off in a desolate Australian place, and it's futuristic, and I never saw the first one, so I'm not really sure anything else. But, there's one gang which Mad Max meets up with and tries to kill some of them, and that doesn't happen. So then he meets another guy and tries to kill them. Some of them, it doesn't happen. And he meets up with the first guy and kind of befriends them and tells them if they let him go, he will drive their gas tanker. If they let him go and give him enough gas to get away. And so they agree, and another gang comes, and the same gang tries to come back and take this taker and kill Mad Max again. They don't succeed, and Mad Max takes the tanker, drives it part of the way, and it ends up getting blown up. And when he rolls in, he sees sand coming out of it, so it's a decoy along. And he befriends a guy to drive up there, who becomes the new leader of the gang that he's helping. Because the old leader dies, and that's it.
Okay. What'd you think?
Not for him.
What? What was that?
Not for him.
This is not your
Although
cup
I
of tea.
did like the one line when Mad Max got injured, and he gets the gang leader and says, I'll drive your tractor trailer. The guy is limping around from some other injury where he gets shot with a crossbow leg. And he says, he looks at Mel Gibson and he's like, he couldn't even drive a wheelchair. That's funny to me because even like Stephen Hawking can drive a wheelchair.
Well, I don't know if they have motorized wheelchairs.
No, but I
in
mean, they're trying to get him to drive a big rig, and they're comparing that to driving a wheelchair. It just made me laugh when I heard it.
I think you may be missing the point of that joke, but that's okay.
But that's it. That's it. Like that was the only. Was there
That was
anything?
that was the only thing you liked is the wheelchair line.
Uh,
What about the car chases?
they were okay. It's just, I don't know, it's older.
They're
And they seemed, the car chases seemed fake. Explosions seemed fake. Mel Gibson's an asshole.
They weren't fake though. I mean, there's no CG back then.
I don't know if it's like the sound.
Were they just not
Again,
furious enough?
it sounds like when they recorded the sound, it sounds like a different track than what's happening in the movie. You know what I mean?
Right, like it sounds like it's dubbed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just how old movies, a lot of old movies, how they were made when they record this audio track separate. I mean, I don't know how Miller made this movie, but I know what you're talking about because I watched this not too long ago, and I do remember it sounding kind of dubbed. So maybe I don't know, maybe it is dubbed, but I like this movie a lot. I'm a big fan of this one. I liked it more than the first one. That's why I gave it to you. I think generally this one's regarded as the best one. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's got
'Cause
I think it's 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, really? I didn't even look that up yet.
Think.
I was gonna pull that up.
Check it out, man.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Now, Kevin, you're gonna watch this at some point this week, yes?
Yeah. I wasn't able to squeeze it in beforehand. And now I'm kind of rethinking this from what Ryan's telling me.
Well, yeah. I think you'll like it, Kevin. I mean, it's not. I don't know. It's kind of goofy, I guess. What'd you think of the violence, Ryan? People getting splattered on the road.
That was pretty cool.
He was into
Yes, but again, so it looked fake. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the TV I watch these on or.
Yeah, probably because you have that motion shit on.
That's
Everything
like,
looks fake.
Like I said, it was made in the 80s.
Well,
So.
I guess I can kind of understand too, because I think that they used speed ramping in it too for to make a lot of the car chases look faster.
Oh yeah, I'm not a big fan of speed ramping.
I don't think it's too noticeable if I remember correctly in this, because it's not that a lot of the car chases. And again, it's been a few months.
This is based off of memory of how long ago?
At least 3 months, maybe. No, it had to be longer. It had to be more because it was before I moved, so it had to be at least 5 months. At any rate, if I remember correctly, a lot of the car chases weren't all about speed, but more about combat, like car combat while driving, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I don't know how noticeable the speed ramping is. I do remember seeing it.
I just can't imagine
times.
what speed ramping looks like on what's that called? The True Motion or
Oh god, yeah.
I can't imagine what that looks like.
Probably looks like freaking Benny Hill when they're running around in fast forward.
God does actually. And like with some of the car chases, like they're basically they're battling a Mack truck with a muscle car.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned that you never seen the first one. Have you ever seen this one or the third one?
Nope.
Beyond Thunderdome?
Nope.
Do you have any desire to see the first one or the third one?
Nope.
What about the new one?
Nope.
You're just no interest whatsoever with Mad Max.
It's so crazy to me because it seems like these
It
movies
sounds
would
like
be right up your alley.
Exactly.
You got cars, you got violence, and that's really all this movie is. It's just cars and violence.
Yeah, it's just like that Carmageddon game.
Yeah, it's Carmageddon or Twisted Metal.
Or that, yeah, Twisted Metal. I'm kind of surprised here. I thought this was going to be one of the rare shows where we're talking to Ryan about like a movie that he really liked,
Yeah,
and we'd really get into it, but nothing.
not a whole lot.
Except for that wheelchair line, which fucking nailed it, apparently.
What'd you think of the gyrocopter guy?
It's pretty cool.
He's
You
kind of
want-
comic. He's like the comic relief of the movie.
Yeah, okay.
What'd you think of the little kid, the weird little kid with the
That
Crazy-
I can figure out, like,
The feral kid.
why
the feral kid?
like, why he didn't talk to anyone else.
Because he's feral, dude.
I
He was
was
feral. And he had a
Feral kids
boomerang.
don't
Yeah.
fucking talk, man.
He had a boomerang with razor blades on it.
I know, but I mean, I can figure out why, like, him and Mel Gibson just instantly hit it off.
They're just like best buds.
Eh.
Mad Max and the feral kid.
Mad Max and the feral kid. That should be the name of the next one.
Yeah.
Mad Max and the feral kid.
Oh yeah, I'd watch that.
All
What
right.
does the feral kid do? Like how's he help out?
He
What's
throws
do?
bladed boomerangs at people. It slits their throats.
Is that honestly all he does? Because that sounds awesome.
And
Right.
he goes after, when they're at the car chases, he goes after the bullets that Mel Gibson drops on the hood. So he's kind of a daredevil.
Yeah, he's like a little acrobatic monkey. Doesn't he have like little he crawls into like some little hole and pops up outside their base or something?
Yeah.
So he's like a wild animal.
Yeah.
Feral fucking kid, man.
What did you think of Virginia Hay as the warrior woman, the love interest?
There, it
That
was
sweet headband she had.
I didn't like looking at her. I couldn't
It's
make
kinda
out
rude.
why Mel Gibson loved her.
Because of
She
the
had that-
headband? Was it the headband?
Yes, maybe he loved her because of the headband.
No, he's asking why you couldn't look at her. Was it the headband?
She just looked weird to me.
Because of the headband?
Sure.
Oh my god. All right, well let's talk about some of George Miller's other movies. Obviously, he did the new Mad Max, which I'm very excited about. In addition to that, he did the other Mad Max movies, but he also did Happy Feet and Happy Feet 2.
Sounds
Yeah.
about right. Yeah.
Yeah. He did Babe Pig in the City.
Uh-huh.
So, yep, there's that.
So
That's pretty much it. He did Lorenzo's Oil. He did The Witches of Eastwick.
yeah, not much.
He did one of the segments in the Twilight Zone movie, but I'm not sure which one. Segment 4 it says, but I can't remember the segments. That's pretty much it.
That is an odd filmography.
Yeah, it's a very odd filmography. Because he goes from Beyond Thunderdome to Witches of Eastwick, that was a kid's movie. And then from there, he just kind of gets stuck in the family film thing.
Wait, was that a kid's? I thought.
Yeah, that was a kid's movie.
Was it?
No, maybe not. It's rated R.
That's
thought it was
that's the John Updike one, based on the John Updike novel. I remember that. I think they used to play that on Comedy Central, though.
It's the one with Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the right one, but I guess maybe I forgot that it was not for kids.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
It's just odd they go to, Babe Happy Feet too. And then he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna do a Mad Max movie. It's been long enough.
I think it's crazy that they seemingly gave him just full creative control over the new one, and they were just like, "Yeah, go ahead, go for it."
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of crazy. All right, let's go ahead and give you your drum roll here, Ryan. Do you have any final thoughts before we do this on Mad Max 2: The Road Warrior?
We got done of this was for me. I just didn't. I wasn't very interested.
That's sad. All right, what are you gonna go? What are you gonna give Mad Max 2: The Road Warrior?
4.
That's a 4 out of 10. Just to confirm, it does have a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
So,
How do you feel now?
Before you said that, I was gonna tell.
Are you serious? So it's actually 2.
I didn't. It didn't click. for it.
that's fine, dude.
That's okay. Yeah.
That's okay. You can not like movies that everyone else in the entire world likes. That's fine. I mean, you're wrong. It makes you wrong, legitimately.
Yeah, it kind of like a piece of shit, but you know, whatever. It's your prerogative, Ryan. You can do whatever you want. No one's gonna judge you or, you know, call you names or anything.
Plenty of people are judged.
I'm wondering. I'm just.
Back some 4.
I think that part of it is just that you don't like older movies. I think like anything.
Well, I think
80s,
also like if
80s
this,
and earlier.
if this was not Mel Gibson, do you think that would have helped?
Be a little bit.
Well, here's the thing about the whole Mel Gibson thing. In this movie, it doesn't really. It
was sort of normal. Like,
yeah, he doesn't.
Younger.
This is before he kind of had his like signature Mel Gibson style. In
Well,
this
I was
movie,
just wondering because he's not a fan of Mel Gibson. He doesn't like him. I didn't know if this was one of those Tom Cruise type deals where he's just so pissed off that he has to see that person's face all the time.
It could be.
That it just lends him to not. Plus, then also you throw that headband in because he has a thing against headbands.
And the feral
for some
kid.
reason.
The feral. I thought you liked the feral kid.
Also, the feral kid was a bad thing. The feral kid.
It wasn't horrible.
I thought the feral kid looked like a young Buster Poindexter.
We're gonna have to start doing like a video show and just getting a huge whiteboard and just having it marked off, you know, things that he liked and things that he didn't, and we'll just throw them out there and we'll slap them up on the board.
What if
it gets
instead
kind
of
of confusing?
What if instead of the actress that plays the warrior woman, what if it was Anna Kendrick and she was wearing the headband?
There you go.
It was still made the 80s.
So
And just
anything in the
still
80s is gonna get 4 or
looking
lower.
to hook up with Mel Gibson, so that would make me hate Anna Kendrick.
Wow. Okay. Jeez.
You take these crushes seriously.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
And see all they think I have, Kevin.
Wow. That's just unbelievable.
So you already said that you're not interested in the new one. What if I told you that it currently has a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes with 34 reviews so far? We gave it, our review came out today. All the reviews came out today, actually. We gave it a 10 out of 10. Multiple reviews are calling it a masterpiece.
He doesn't want to fucking hear this. He has no interest.
But you're still like, fuck that movie.
Well, first of all, I would have to watch 2 movies in order to get to that one and fully understand what was happening.
I don't think so. I don't know if this is. This isn't a reboot, but it's. No, I don't know if it's necessarily a sequel either. I don't know really what this is.
It's its own beast, man.
Well, that's kind of how the other Mad Max movies are. They don't really go together. They're just kind of separate stories. They just have the same main character. Like 2, you can see 2 and not have to see the first one to understand what's going on. Because they both start off pretty much the same.
Yeah.
And I actually haven't seen the third one. I plan on watching it tonight, as a matter of fact.
Oh, the Thunder! You're going to the Thunderdome.
Yeah, I always heard... I've seen it because they used to play it on Fox on Sunday afternoons. That was one that they would play a whole lot. Remember the great movie lineup on Fox?
Mm-hmm.
On Saturday and Sunday afternoons?
Sunday, man.
Because it was like all action movies. It was nothing but classic 80s action movies. They'd play like RoboCop. Oh, man.
Best.
Those are the days.
The best.
Well, despite
No,
what you...
like 80s face. Was the Goonies fan?
What?
What?
Was that a sentence?
The movie The Goonies, man.
80s.
Yeah, I like that one. Was the Die Hard series started.
Okay, so Goonies and Die Hard, that's it. 80s. What about Alien?
Everything else can go to hell.
The first Alien was 79. What about Aliens?
Aliens was cool.
So we got 3. Let's just go through all the 80s movies real quick.
Every
Let's
80s movie.
Let's look these up real
three
quick.
Star Wars movies are okay.
Star Wars, all right.
So any Star Wars in the 80s. Okay.
I mean, that was more 70s. But
What about the first one was 70s. What about A Christmas Story? That was an 80s movie. You love that movie. Christmas Vacation? I think Christmas Vacation was 89.
yeah. Are these some of these like later 80s?
Yeah, so fuck you. We just tore that apart.
Yeah.
What about Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
That was a good.
That was
It's okay.
Ghostbusters.
Was that later 80s?
But yeah.
Ferris Bueller? Yeah. That was later.
Ghostbusters?
Because Crawl was made 80, wasn't it? I fucking hated that, man.
Yeah, Crawl was like 82 or something. It was early 80s. So late 80s you're cool with. It's just early 80s. That's the no-no.
It seems like there's a big shift in the movie making industry in the 80s.
Perhaps.
And apparently I liked it.
Maybe. Or maybe it's just that you were older and feel more nostalgic about those movies because you remember them from your childhood.
I can.
What about
Uncle Buck?
What Ghostbusters?
Yeah, Ghostbusters.
What
about
maybe it is the nostalgia thing. Man, if I saw this when I was younger, I would have liked it more.
What about Mannequin?
No.
Mannequin.
You not a fan of Mannequin?
Wait, which one was the really terrible? The second one.
Mannequin 2?
Mannequin 2?
Is that the really terrible one?
I think they're both pretty bad. What about Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
That was alright. But again, that was another one I saw when I was younger. You haven't named any movies that I was seeing when I was younger.
Well, I don't know what movies you saw as an adult from the early 80s.
I'm just saying, the movies you have named, there weren't.
Well, these are just like the classic 80s movies that we're kind of rattling off here. What about Predator? Did you see that when you were younger?
Oh, yeah.
Well, fuck. Next week we'll come up with a list of early 80s movies and we'll go through every single one and you tell us if you saw it when you were a kid or not and if you like it.
And then we'll come back. We'll come back to it and go through the ones that you liked. And we'll try and figure out.
We'll go year by year.
We'll try and figure out what it is that you don't like about certain 80s movies.
We'll go deep. We'll go deep in
You
this.
you don't even know how deep we're going, dude. You're going to be surprised.
Well, at any rate, I'm extremely excited about Fury Road. I can't wait to see it this week.
I'm kind of excited. I'm not even a big Mad Max guy, but
I wouldn't say I'm a huge Mad Max guy. In fact, when I was younger, when I would see it on Fox. I hated them. I thought that they were ridiculous. But when I got older, I grew to appreciate how crazy and badass they are. I think it was just that I didn't understand them because they were weird. Like, I didn't understand why these people were wearing these crazy outfits and stuff. I was just like, what is this? I don't understand. Anyway, I think that that'll wrap it up. Do you have any closing remarks on the Mad Max series, Ryan? Have you seen anything about the video game? Because they are making a Mad Max video game, and it looks pretty cool. It's open world. Looks pretty awesome. Yeah. And, like, you get different... It's got kind of a GTA feel, but in the Mad Max world. Like, you have to drive around, and you have to, like, scavenge towns and, like, ghost towns and stuff, and try to find parts for your car, and fix up your car, and find gas, and it looks really cool.
Might be in that.
Okay, alright. Well, I think that that'll wrap it up for the week. Send us your questions to podcastfilmpulse.net. Follow us on Twitter at FilmPulseNet, at FilmPulseKevin, and at My Legs Don't Work. Please take a look at our Patreon page at patreon.com/FilmPulse and consider subscribing for as little as $1 a month. Maybe if we get enough subscribers, we'll start doing bonus episodes where we just make you watch early 80s movies.
Forever.
Awesome.
We'll go through year by year and pick out some of the... We'll pick out the top grossing movies from each year.
There you go.
Of the 80s. And make you watch them. And we'll get to the bottom of this.
Ladies, I'm all about that.
I'm determined to find one that's from the early 80s that you like. Because I bet we can do it. Alright, well I think that'll do it. For Kevin Rakestraw and Ryan Holes, my name is Adam Patterson, and we will see you on Monday.
See you later.
For Kevin Rakestraw and Ryan Holes. Well, all right, let me...